lose again, what would that mean for the country in your estimation?
We'd have an uprising. There's too many people that are ready to go now.
When you say, what does that mean? Can you be specific?
Civil war. Civil war.
You think it'll be a civil war if Trump loses again?
Oh, yes, I do. I know with people that I talk to, I'm a churchgoer, and I love God more than my life. But there are things that I do for God that I don't do for anybody else. And this is one thing I know that God needs some help here.
What are the chances of a second civil war? According to a new Rasmussen poll, quite a few Americans believe it's not only possible, but that it's imminent. While the question may seem silly to ask, the results do suggest a deepening divide on our own turf, perhaps exacerbated with an election right around the corner. 41% of registered voters believe it's likely we see Civil War II within the next 5 years. 49% don't believe a civil war will happen within that time frame. 10% weren't sure. So it's fairly even split of Americans believing the country's current differences will turn into conflict in the next few years. Of those who believe a civil war is likely, 37% say a civil war is most likely to happen if Biden is reelected. 25% believe it's more likely if Trump gets a second term. The poll was conducted just as a Civil War movie hit theaters, sparking a lot of buzz over what a domestic war would even look like 150 years since the first one. 20 years ago, more Democrats than Republicans believed the federal government had too much power. Now, that hasn't only switched, but a whopping 73% of Republicans believe the government is too big compared to 31% of Democrats. A country with largely two political ideologies and a lot less middle ground to stand on. Will the pendulum swing again to where the differences in opinion won't be so polarized? Or will they just further split? And if so, could it really lead to another civil war?
47% of people said in a recent poll that they're fearful of civil war in this country. Do you feel like we're close to that?
I mean, yes. Yeah.
In what way? I mean, we can't have a land war like we had in the 1860s, probably, right?
Well, illegal immigrants, it's going to happen no matter what.
The 47% of Americans in a recent poll said that they think there could be civil war in this country. Do you see that?
I'm in the Army. I don't want that. I don't want civil war.
Are you active duty?
I'm National Guard, but I'm going deployment this November of this year. And I don't want civil war. People is talking about war and things like that. People who don't know nothing about it. This is something that should never happen. I hope it never happen, you know?
Yeah.
Because civil war or any type of war is a horrible thing. A lot of people are going to die. A lot of people are going to suffer. I don't even want to think about this, this type of thing, because civil war is a big word. It's a big word. It's better not even use it. But people is using it like for nothing. But I'm telling you, it's people who don't know nothing about war, about what it is, suffering, this type of thing.
If President Trump were to lose, what would that mean for you and for the country?
Doom. I mean, something's got to change. This administration now is not for this country. They're for every country except us. Yeah, so there's got to be a change somewhere.